This is me. And the next thing, I believe, the next step that we can take in order to change the impossible to the possible, without changing the impossible, is to take a look at our desire. Take a look at it, right? This is a picture of me when I was a little kid. I don't know if you can see that from back there, but I'm not the one on the left, and that's my little brother. I'm the one on the right that was the king for just one day. Yeah, I think it was my birthday. I'm holding up 6 fingers to show people that I am 6 years old. When I was that age, I desired and I had a dream to play football, as I mentioned before. And I would lay on my back for hours, throw a football in the air to get as close as I could to the ceiling. I was so excited and bound and determined to do that. And I was a little kid, and I would carry a football with me everywhere I went. I believed I had a true desire. I really did. And what's interesting is, as you look back on your dreams and your desires, you look back and you ask yourself, what happened to those dreams? What happened to those desires? Because there are competing priorities, right, in our lives. There's competing priorities and there's competing desires. And I don't think one desire is different than the other, but we've got to ask ourselves if it truly is a real desire. Because I have some friends who are overweight. I call them my fat friends. I love them, I really do. And hopefully they don't take offense to it. But they come up to me all the time like, oh, Griff, could you help me out? I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. And right? And so here they are asking me, and I do not doubt that they have this desire to lose weight. But what's interesting is most of the time they come up to me with a big gulp in one hand and a Twinkie in the other. And they're like, I want to lose weight. Help me out. But what's their conflicting desire there? Right? They desire something else more than their other desire. So this idea of desire. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to play football. That was my desire. And my senior year, things started to happen. As I mentioned before, I got a letter from Lavelle Edwards, and things were great. I went down and visited with him, and we decided that the best thing for me would be to go to Rick's College and go to their junior college. I got up there and I played a season, and I thought I was going to be the starting receiver, right? I get up and I find myself on the scrub team. That's what they called it, was the scrub team. I called it the meat squad team because every day after practice, we left the practice field with bruises, black and blue, and I felt like a piece of meat. I really did, just getting battered and bruised. And so we called ourselves the meat squad, but we went up against the first team defense day in and day out. And so our team went 11-0 that year, an undefeated season. Our defense was a major factor of that 11-0 season. Again, going back to team. Together, everyone achieves more. It's just not the offense. It's not just the defense. It is the whole team. And I believe the scrub team had a part of that as well. Because we went in there and we made sure the defense played hard. In fact, there were occasions where we come and I'd catch a pass and I'd catch a touchdown, I'd run, and I'd toss the ball to the defense and say, hey, nice defense. And I'd run past it to the huddle, and they'd grab the ball and throw the ball at me, and it would miss either to the right or to the left, and I'd turn around and like, that's why you play defense. Talking a little trash to my teammates. I didn't realize that I had to go against them the very next play, and sure enough, boom, I turn around and they would smack me and put me in my place. But things were going great. Things were going great. I thought I was going one step closer to obtaining my dream, being able to get there. Going back to desire, I want you to think about your desire. It reminds me of a story about a young man who wanted to learn from the stage in his town. He's like, I want to learn from the best. I want to be the best. And so he goes to the stage. He's like, teach me. Give me all you got. I'm ready. And this wise sage looked at this youth, looked him up and down, and looked him in his eyes and said, no, not today. Come back when you're ready. Dejected, he left. He's like, I thought it was great. So a few weeks later, this young man comes back to this wise old man, and he's like, I'm ready. Teach me all that you got. I'm ready to be fed from your hands of wisdom. And the man looks at the youth and says, no, come back when you're ready. back when you have a true desire. So he leaves dejected, like, I know I didn't. And so a few weeks later, he comes back the third time. He comes to the stage and he says, okay, I'm ready. Teach me. Without saying a word, the old man turns around and walks down to the water's edge. He doesn't stop there. The youth think that this is his opportunity, turns and follows him and goes with him. And he's just right there. Like, now I'm going to be taught. I'm going to be taught from this sage. And the old man keeps walking into the water until he's waist deep, and the youth comes in with him. And the old man turns around and looks at the youth, and the youth's ready to learn. He's like, I have this desire to learn. And then this old man grabs the youth by the back of the head and just dunks him under the water and holds him there. And holds him there for seconds that seemed like minutes. And this youth started to flail, to kick, and before he lost consciousness, the old man takes the youth and brings him out of the water, and he comes out and he gasps for air. And he turns to the old man in disgust, turns to him and says, why did you do that? And the old man turns to the youth and says, until you want to learn as much as you wanted that breath of air, this idea of true desire, right? Do we truly have a true desire to attain the dream that we want to fulfill? I mentioned Madame Curie. Oh boy, did she have the true desire. She had every reason to give up. Everybody was against her. And there's hundreds and hundreds out there, examples that we could use, right? So this true desire. And so I get towards college thinking that I have a true desire. And I kept playing. I kept playing. And it wasn't until, but I didn't want to be a scrub player. I really didn't. I didn't want to be a scrub player my whole life. I wanted to be the first team offense. And so I worked really, really hard. And I was able to have 2 collegiate plays. I experienced 2 plays in college, and I'm like, I got a taste of what it might be like to be on the first team. And I felt like I was that much closer to obtaining my dream. So a desire and a dream are essential to obtain the impossible, I believe. You got to, if you can't see it, you can't achieve it. If you don't have a true desire, there are going to be competing desires out there that will keep us from obtaining that dream of ours.